But to talk about those analytical instruments, we have, I'm going to turn it over to Dave Blake for CHEMIN.
Thanks, Roger. Okay, well, once the mast instruments and the arm instruments do their work, then a sample is drilled and a small amount of powder is delivered to the analytical laboratory, which consists of two instruments: the CHEMIN instrument and the SAM instrument, Paul Mahaffey's instrument. So I'm going to talk a bit about the CHEMIN instrument. And what CHEMIN does is it's going to be, for the first time ever, it's going to give us a quantitative analysis, the mineralogy of the Mars surface, quantitative mineralogy of the surface. Now, why is that important? Well, first of all, minerals, when we see a suite of minerals, we can look at what minerals are there, and we know from their stabilities exactly what the environment of formation was for that rock. And that tells us a bit about the habitability of something that is very old, 3 or 4 billion years old. So we have the environment of formation. We know what it is, and then we can move on to other analyses. Well, let me have the first slide, and I'll show you a bit about. So here's the CHEMIN instrument. It's about 10 inches on a side, weighs about 22 pounds. And what you don't see, a salient feature of this that you don't see, is how small it is, because you don't know what an actual diffractometer looks like. But a commercial diffractometer is about double wide refrigerator sized, and it requires half a room full of equipment to make it operate. And so I think the real reason that this is the first time this has ever been sent to off the planet is because we had to make it small enough to work. So there it is. And let's move on to the movie, and I'll show you a bit about how it works. Well, you see a little bit like an aspirin tablet sized bit of powdered rock dropped into a funnel, and this drops into the CHEMIN instrument, and there are transparent cells where the powder fills up the cell and it shakes to make the powder move. And you'll see X-ray photons. They're made visible in this depiction, but they're really not visible. X-ray photons going through the material and striking a charged couple device, a CCD imager, on the backside. Here you see the grains moving around in the beam. Individual grains come into diffraction condition and make these rings. They're called Lowy rings or Debye rings, and those Debye rings are brought down to Earth, and we make those into one-dimensional diffraction patterns, and those can be quantitatively analyzed. And these analyses will tell you in some ways the habitability of the environment that we're studying. And it also gives a context to any other measurements that are made, such as what Paul Mahaffey will make with SAM. So with that, I'll pass it on to Paul.
Okay, thanks, Dave. We're CHEMIN's good neighbor, we hope, in